Yo, what's good, everybody? I heard a fire interview from Jermell Charlo the other day. Right, he was on the Last Stand with Brian Custer. You know, Brian Custer, he do a lot of great interviews, and he let Jermell Charlo just spill it all out. He wasn't really like interjecting or anything like that. So great work from him. But Jermell Charlo, he had words for everybody. He pretty much answered any question that I wanted to hear about. You know what I'm saying? Brian Castano, he he's back on the table. He's ready to go. I think it's rescheduled for like May or something like that. He finna go fight for undisputed. First fight was a draw. You know what I'm saying? But from the outside looking in, I felt like Castano edged it, but they was in Jermell Charlo's backyard, so you know how stuff like that goes. But he went in on Brian Castano at first. He went to showing videos and all of Brian Castano working out and said that he must have been faking that injury because he's on PEDs and he wasn't ready to enroll in VADA. You know what I'm saying? That's why the fight had to be pushed back. And he showed the videos of Brian Castano working out with, you know, working out using his bicep that he claimed was injured. But I guess that he gave the WBO proof and all that he needed. So now the fight is going forward again. But Brian Castano, you know, he was real energetic all throughout 12 rounds in that fight, you know. But he didn't look no different than any of his other fights, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I wouldn't be rushing to say that he's on PEDs or nothing like that. But, you know, I'm not surprised Charlo went that route with Castano because they they got a little beef brewing, you know what I'm saying? Even before they even stepped in the ring, before the first fight, both of their camps, uh, Jermall Charlo and Brian Castano camp was about to get into it at the weigh-in, and shit. Even after that weigh-in, shit, Brian Castano went to complain about Charlo's gloves. Told Charlo to change gloves, or the fight can't go through. You know what I'm saying? So it's been beef brewing. They've been, pointing fingers at each other for this reason and that reason. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they dying to get in that ring with each other. Out of Brian Castano with the PED, accusations and things. It's always a chance for that. This the fight game. A lot of these dudes get caught for that shit. Even the cash cow, supposedly face of the sport, Canelo, he got that on his record. You know what I'm saying? So it's always a possibility, but I wouldn't really be sure in this situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really into all the signs of somebody on PED, so I'm not gonna rush to put that on Castano. But that's how you feel. That's how you feel. Now I loved how Jermell Charlo, he exposed Mauricio Suleiman as the piece of shit that he is, because he say we supposed to be the clean boxing program. There ain't enough testing going around in these fights. And I think he said him and Brian Castano wasn't tested enough for a bout of this magnitude. You know what I'm saying? So Mauricio Suleiman, dude is dirty, man. Dude be changing rules as he go. You know what I'm saying? With this franchise shit, he caused a whole bunch of confusion in boxing. You know what I'm saying? this WBC job has been handed down to him, and now he just doing all this out of the ordinary shit. You know what I'm saying? He trying to create divisions, trying to make all these belts for extra sanctioning fees, lackluster on the drug testing and the results. When Vada caught Valdez on phentermine or whatever, Mauricio Suleiman had to override it because he wanted his boy to be on the shit. He didn't want to lose that money. He ain't give a damn that these dudes haven't been tested like that. You know what I'm saying? But Charlo, like this interview with Brian Custer, it was a real vibe though. You know what I'm saying? Charlo, he's fierce everywhere he goes. He don't give a lot of interviews, you know what I'm saying? Because he be ready to snap. All these media people be on that bullshit, make you want to slap the shit out of one of them. So he stay out the way as much as he can. Now, he spoke on the welterweights, people moving up. He say he don't give a damn about none of that. Him and Terrence Crawford, they also been having a little something going on, little shots here and there. After the Castano fight, Bud went in on him and roasted him. Like, oh, that's why you ain't pound for pound. You ain't in my conversation type. You know what I'm saying? He was tweeting after the fight, like, this why you ain't on that level. You know what I'm saying? And then you got his trainer Bomac say that he want Bud to move up and take them cookies from that winner, that Charlo Castano winner, if it don't go through with the Spence fight. And Bud himself, he said it as well. Now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if the Spence fight don't happen and the Bud fight with Charlo or Castano winner happens and he's fighting for undisputed again, you know what I'm saying? I would accept that just as much as the Spence fight. Especially if it's Charlo. Charlo versus Bud, that's fireworks right there. Just as much as the Spence fight. You know what I'm saying? But I think it might be a little politics in the way with that fight as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Al Heyman would probably pay Jermell Charlo to probably drop the belt that Terrence Crawford is moving up with, the WBO or whatever. But it's hard for me to see Jermell Charlo dropping, a belt like that, to avoid anybody. You know what I'm saying? But he talked about the business side as well, talking about Crawford. You need to do what Spence say. You need to be the challenger. You need to suck Spence ass to get the fight. I disagree with all that shit. Spence just came out in his last interview talking about all the split talks is over with. We can't be, as fans on the outside looking in, we can have an opinion, but that's not really our business. I had said it once. I said, shit, whoever got the highest pay-per-view numbers should be 60-40. But if they feel like they need more negotiations outside of that, that's on them. Hopefully they get through with that shit. And you know what I'm saying? We get that undisputedness because, we need that. The winner of that fight would be pound for pound number one and one step closer to making Canelo irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a dude that represents what the pound for pound number one is supposed to be. Best fight the best. Came out on top. That's pound for pound type shit. Not all this picking up belts when somebody lose their shit. All this picking up the scraps, opportunist type shit that Canelo be doing. But Mel told Bud he'll knock his ass out. He said he'll knock his ass out. You know what I'm saying? After I watched that Castano fight, I was like, Bud can get him. I'm like, Bud can beat his ass. You know, outbox him. Get on your Victor Postal. Get on your bicycle. You know, people talk about Bud ain't got no legs no more because they watched the Porter fight, but I don't, Bud wasn't being affected bad by Porter's punches. You know, he didn't feel him like that, so he didn't have to use his legs. You know what I'm saying? But for Jermell, he definitely, that's nobody you want to sit in the paint with. Bomac really didn't want Bud to be as stationary as he was against Porter because I heard Bomac in the corner keep telling Bud don't exchange with him. You know what I'm saying? That fight would be the shit though. You know what I'm saying? He snapped on Crawford ass. He went in on Bud ass. But all the dude the Spence say and shit, that ain't our, stance on the outside looking in to tell him what to do. Cause Bud, he pound for pound, he the shit. So hopefully they can get their negotiations right, assuming that Spence get past Ugas and all that, you know what I'm saying? And he took a shot at Canelo. He said Canelo ain't fighting, his brother and all that. And he said that he get in the ring with Canelo. He'll give Canelo a boxing lesson, He'll give him one like how Floyd did. Canelo, them knees getting bad. Them knees getting bad. And he can be outboxed. Lately he been getting outboxed. But he been getting the KO. But somebody like Jermell Charlo, he put together something like that against you. That KO ain't coming. He got a chin just like Canelo. And his big brother do too. And he talked about Benavidez. He said that his brother would beat Benavidez, but it seems like at the same time, he kind of feel like Benavidez is too big to be at 168 and all that. I don't know. He kind of sounded a little iffy about that fight. I think Charlo's style, he can beat Benavidez. That's a 50-50. It can go either way. Benavidez a fucking monster. And he been calling out Charlo, your big brother. So I feel like he do need to go handle that. But I just want to put my input on this shit. You know, Charlo, he don't really give us a lot of interviews like that. So when he step out, UGC, what's good, bro? Yeah, man, you heard Jermell snapping. Let me drop a link for you just in case you got any time, bro. But yeah, though, he went in on Castano and everything, man. Talking about that boy trying to cycle off. Said that boy wasn't ready to sign up yet. Talking about his bicep injury. What's good, brother?
Yes, sir. Took the invite. What's up, Grindheart?
I'm just chilling, man.
Yeah, bro. I watched the interview my damn self, man. I just watched it this morning, so I was just like, damn, this motherfucker. He was up. He let a lot out the bag, man. A lot.
Yeah, man. I love that interview, man. And Brian Custer, he just let him, spit it all out. You know, I
Yeah,
loved everything he said, but Errol Spence, he said he's shutting down that public split talk shit. He had jumped on that a little bit.
Oh, okay. You
All right.
said what? You talking about the split between Spence and Crawford? Is that what you talking about?
Yeah, he like, you the challenger. Do everything he say and all that. A lot of people
Yeah.
didn't like that part.
Right. And you could it was like little bits and pieces where you'd be like, oh, I don't know about that, Jamil. But overall, I gave the nigga like a A minus, nigga. You know what I mean? Just for the interview.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, he was saying shit that, most fighters, most champions in this position wouldn't say. You know what I mean? And he had stated what he said it had been 15 months since he did an interview. And big shout out to Brian Custer. And for once catching that playback and in the live chat, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Last Stand podcast with Brian Custer because he's doing a tremendous job over there. And like you were saying, Grindhard, it was like he really allowed Jermell to just have the floor, get whatever was off his chest. I think maybe total he maybe asked about 7, 8 questions, and the rest was just Jermell just going in, right?
Hmm. He exposed Suleiman too, talking about they don't be on top of their shit like that either, like how they be talking.
Bro, I got heat for that too. And he was hitting on a lot of the stuff that I be, what I'm saying, paying attention to. So when he said like he was disappointed with the WBC, I was like, damn, like that
Yeah.
he just pretty much flamed the WBC. Him as a WBC champ, he's letting it be known they not doing their job as far as they're not pushing for testing like they used to. Like they say that they, they trying to clean up the sport and all of that. Well, why did this guy got to go out of his way? Or why he got to ask for testing or ask, hey man, how much testing y'all gonna do? You know what I mean? Like when y'all gonna start? And
Yeah,
then how
Suleiman.
he
I
yeah, go
I
ahead.
be I be trying to say, man, his ass ain't up to date, bro. Suleiman ass dirty. All he is about the dollar.
Oh yeah, that's most deaf, bro. And I've been saying that for years. You know what I mean? Of course, I've been getting a lot of flack from Hispanic community and people that's just biased, in that sense. But still, it's the truth. So when you got the WBC champion and Jermell Charlo saying the same shit that a lot of us been saying for years that the WBC is corrupt and they bias and then they let right. So no testing really being implemented or no urgency for testing in this fight, but you can let guys like Oscar Valdez get off. You know what I'm saying for testing. So I mean, Jermell, I'm glad Jermell did that, and I don't know what that's going to do as far as his relationship with the WBC, but it needed to be said from somebody who was in the sport and can see in it firsthand that the shit is some shady shit going on. So I respect Jamil for that.
Yeah, and my thing with Bud though, he kind of said that same thing before. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, do what you got to do down there in your division. You know what I'm saying? And then move. But if he can't get the fight and he move up and he can mandate you, that's just gonna have to be what it is. I don't see him like dropping the belt because you know how
Yeah,
that WBO is. If you
yeah,
you can move up and mandate that man to fight you.
that's a fact, bro.
So you around here trying to tell him what to do. He
Hmm.
can he can force your hand.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you can say all day long, no, you need to focus on 47. You can't tell that grown ass man what to do.
Hmm.
And if you want to activate his mando, like you were saying with the WBO, oh, you're gonna have to fight. Otherwise, the WBO will strip your ass. They will strip your ass. So, and like you said, I mean, I think Jermell is on some big champ shit. I don't see him ducking shit. But you
Yeah,
can't, you shouldn't suggest what another man should do. And if they want to come up and get the smoke, you the lion, bro. I mean, you everything he was saying in that interview is facts. He is the guy at 54. But with you being a guy, it's a lot that come with that. A lot, it's a target on your back. Dudes is trying to, make their own legacy off you. So yeah, I
yeah,
mean, yeah, like so, like your little pieces of that, like we could bring flame to with him because talking down the fight, especially when you got guys at 47 trying not, don't have that energy for Bud Crawford, and then he talking about going up, and then it's like, damn, y'all gonna be on the same shit at 54? You know what I mean? Like we don't want Bud to have the same problems he had at 47, just like I don't want Demetrius Andre to have the same problems at 68 as he had at 60. you know. So I just see these guys in boxing a lot of times who really want to take chances, take risk, and be in big fights. Um, other, you know, what I'm saying other ops, you know, talk down on them and say they on the wrong side of the street or they need to do this or well fight this guy first and you need to focus on that. Nah, I don't like talk like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's really fucked up to see Bud in this situation like that because it's like politics really is holding him back. He can possibly be 3 times undisputed. You know what I'm
That's true.
saying? But all the belts that he can win, is all at PBC, bro. The only other belts he ain't got at welterweight is at PBC with Spence, and the 154. That's all PBC. Castano
It's true,
and
bro.
uh, Jamel.
It's true.
I just
So
don't.
all the roads right now for what he trying to do lead to PBC fighters,
Yes, like I don't see what the hell is so much of the problem of him and PBC. You know what I'm saying? They got to get something cracking.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's really a problem. I mean, be honest with you, he just got out of his contract with I guess more if it's Bud, it's got to be like okay, if I do business with the PBC, like because Bud, you gotta understand, Bud is not gonna be coming over there for paydays. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he want to get paid, but we all know, I think pretty much the box fans understand what Bud want to do. You know what I mean? He want to make sure he gets certain fights, you know, against certain fighters and fight the fights that the fans want to see, which is the Errol Spencers. He already gave us the Porter, you know what I mean? And whoever else over there, if it's the Ugas, Keith, whoever, you know what I mean? And I just think that you know, like maybe right now, like he realizes that look, if I'm gonna continue to have any kind of success at 47-54, I'm gonna have to deal with this Al Heyman. Just like Canelo had to deal with Al Heyman too for that undisputed work. So I'm seeing a lot of situations where Al Heyman be having a lot of power when it comes to guys who is trying to really up their legacy, and he understand I got to have these certain pieces so that I can have, you know, the final say so when it comes to the big fight, the that final fight, that undisputed fight. You know, Bud got to come through PBC, whether he talking about 47 or 54. So I don't know. We might be seeing Bud making some deals happen over there. I think,
Yeah, he gonna have to, man, because I want to see if he can do it. Can he be 2 time undisputed? Can he be, bro? If he did that, if he was to
bro.
beat Spence and Jamel, like, where the hell does he rank all time, bro? Like, he's ranked really high all time, bro.
Like and subscribe, y'all, for the ones tuning in. Hey, most definitely, Terrence Bud Crawford will be up there. Like I mean, nobody's doing that type shit, man. 2 time undisputed, you know, that especially in men's boxing, that's not really a common thing, you know. What's
Mhm.
common is dudes winning in multiple weight classes. That's pretty common, you know, moving up and down and shit like that. But cleaning out 2 weight classes, who's doing that type shit? Usyk is trying to do it. We see that. He did cruiserweight. And now he's fucking one belt away from clearing out 2 weight divisions. So I think Bud, like, damn, this shit is really getting competitive now. Like, dudes is getting on my level. Because remember, the lone 4 belt undisputed champ for a minute. Remember, and
Yeah,
then
he get as much praise as Canelo right now.
yeah, you see how they giving them more praise, but he was like the first one really. And then Usyk did it, and they gave him praise. And Canelo did it, give him praise. Josh Taylor did it, give him praise. And so now he like, okay, I gotta up my level. I gotta go get another one or do something that's gonna set me apart from the Usyks, Canelos, Josh Taylors. And I think that's kind of what Bud is what his mission is to go out like that. Cause that would be great, bro. Like 2 time undisputed champ. How can you not put that nigga in the Hall of Fame and list him one of the greats, you know, ATG. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It just we gotta. I'm just trying to get some big fights in some sort of fashion, dog. Especially at welterweight, because hey, Boots say once he get mandated, he ain't stepping aside. So either
That's
Spence
good.
or Crawford, they gonna have to make it happen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
If
and
they try to
Jamel,
marinate.
and Jermell was talking about Bob Arum don't love you and all that. Like he left Bob Arum. Like what the hell are you talking about? No, he said you're not shit to him right now. Like you don't offer him shit. How the fuck? That's like one of the biggest fights for you.
Mm,
Probably the biggest fight. What's a bigger fight for him? Because he nowhere near no
for
Canelo right.
Jermell,
Yeah.
right? He ain't gonna get the Canelo fight.
And
You talking about
Spence,
Canelo coming to 158? Like, man, Canelo not going no 58 for you.
yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
Spence, Derek James, I don't think they gonna fight. Spence on his side be saying that he'll fight anybody. I'm not sure when it comes to that situation, but
Oh, you think Errol free smoke for real? Don't matter if it's Jamel, Derrick James, nigga, what's that nigga? Blu-ray, anybody can get it.
yeah, they might avoid that fight. I probably don't see that. So Bud is his biggest fight, man. You talking about
That's
he
true,
don't
bro.
offer you shit.
That will be a huge fight. Jermell Charlo versus Bud Crawford, bro. Damn, that'd be some shit.
Yeah,
That'd be
some of
some
them,
shit.
that's a real high risk of somebody going to sleep in that fight, boy.
Hell yeah, bro. Both of them can punch. Legitimately, we know that. They can both knock your ass out. Have you doing a stanky leg, season up. Shit,
That'll be
man.
Bud's fourth division, moving up, fighting the best dude. See, a lot of these dudes, they don't move up all these divisions fighting the best dude. You know what I'm saying? It looks good for your stats, but once you really look at the fine print, they didn't beat who they were supposed to beat. Like if Bud was to do this 47 and 54, that that should have hold too much weight. Canelo, I don't know. He probably wouldn't even be a factor anymore like that.
Bro, we're gonna be talking about is Bud Crawford better than Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, all of these great names, man. Like, because just think about it, if he does go up there, just say for instance, Jamil, pulls it out with Castano if the fight get back made, and Bud goes into his fourth weight class and conquers Jermell Charlo, bro. That will be, I mean, almost unfathomable. Like, damn, this
He got
dude.
the style. He got the style to do it too. He
Yeah,
just
I give him a chance.
boy, he better avoid getting clipped, bro, boy.
Hell yeah, that's why it's such a big fight because we know that risk is gonna be way high. Somebody guaranteed to probably get for sure getting hurt. Somebody for sure getting hurt in that fight. Somebody getting buckled. We never
He
really
was
clearly
banging with
seen.
Porter. He was banging with Porter when Bomac was telling him not to.
Mm,
He better listen to Bomac in that fight for real. I see Bud like probably like trying to do like how he did in the Victor Postal fight if he was to fight Mel.
well, he knows Jamel loads up a lot. I think he
Hmm.
understand that. He kind of telegraphs his shit to be real, and Jamel said he tightened up on a lot of shit. He could have fought better, which is true, but he kind of almost fights the same way every fight. And he's so strong and got such a good stamina that you could be outboxing him and get to the late rounds. He'll still clip you 11th, 12th round. You know what I mean? He's still
Yeah, he
dangerous.
hurt Castano in the 10th.
Yeah, he hurt him real bad. You know what I mean? I respect Castano because I was like, how you even survive that? You know what I mean? That buzz that you was in. You know what I mean? But he's very very skilled. But
I heard
yeah, just
somebody downplaying Castano. I think that was yesterday or the other day. I'm like, nah, man, that dude is really good, bro. Like, if you look at the Lara fight, it looked just
I had
similar.
him winning. I had him winning the lower fight. Yeah.
Yeah, he got a draw in that fight, and pretty much all his fights looked just like that fight, bro.
Yeah, we can clearly say the fight kind of went the way Castano wanted it, like the pace that he usually fights at. And Jermell was like probably more uncomfortable in that fight than I ever seen him. So I felt like he pulled out the lower fight. I felt like there was times where I felt like the draw it was more than likely justified because there was a lot of stuff that the fans was reacting to that wasn't really landing, and some of the stuff was that would land, it wasn't really landing that clean. But I can say the cleanest shots landed was from Jermell. It was the cleanest shots, and he hurt him clearly.
Mhm.
Like it was very, very apparent in that ring when you was watching it. Like when you see a motherfucker shake and then got a back pedal for like 30 seconds, nigga, to avoid getting hit with one more, he gonna know his eyelid's gonna be shut. So Jermell wasn't in that kind of trouble, but Castano was. So that's why I'm favoring Jermell going into the rematch. Slightly, even though Castano was great, but I favor him because Castano can't get hurt. If he gets hurt in this fight, I think it's really over for him. I think Jermell would tighten up to where if he get him in trouble, just like that's why Bud is so dangerous because it's certain fighters when they hurt you, you up out of here, man. Like they trying to really finish you off. And Castano got away. He survived, man. He survived. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to survive in a rematch if he get hurt. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Charlo, he damn sure came through with that knockout in the last rematch he had with Harrison.
Yeah, he was getting outboxed easy, and that
And
knockout saved it.
yeah, he say he finna be on the ropes a little less in this fight. I think he definitely got to do that.
He
He kind
should.
of see to me. I think a lot of people don't think he's good going back. I think he is good going backwards. Like
Yeah,
if you watch that Rosario fight, that man, that was almost a perfect fight. He beat the shit out of Rosario going backwards with
yeah,
that
countering.
overhand Mike Tyson looking at his right hand. You know what I'm saying? He can do it. You know what I'm saying? But Castano, he just want to corner you off to them ropes. And when you get on them ropes, he gonna let his hands go. And the judges, they gonna like how that shit look.
Yep, they're gonna get
He
the fans responding to it. So yep.
and yeah, and Castano, he don't throw a lot of punches in the middle of the ring, man. I watched his last 5 fights even before the first fight. Like he's not that active in the middle of the ring. He's trying to, you know, outstrength you, get you to that corner. But he a good fighter though, because
It's the
he
movement.
he's
He
more
got
defensively responsible than I thought.
Yeah, that's what was throwing Jamel off. Like he would be coming forward. It's like he'll come up a step, movement, like head movement, side side, another step, head movement. Like Canelo kind of do the same shit, you know. Come
Hmm.
forward, little side to side, head movement, back, head movement, come forward again, side to side, back, head movement. Like come forward little by little, but doing little movements that's throwing your rhythm off and making you think or second guess punching because they always in the position to kind of counter and that's how he is. He kind of always in a position to respond to where say you miss, he on you. He on you, and that was what was throwing Jamel off, having to trying to shell up and get on defense and then create space again, and then so he
Yeah,
just
he's
got to
good
be
at
definitely better.
countering. He's good at countering while coming forward. That's dangerous.
Yeah,
It's that little Mexican stylish a little bit, right? I don't know. I don't
I mean
really.
he
I can't.
Argentinian, but he does. I mean I know he was sparring Virgil Ortiz for this, leading up to this fight, so
Oh
maybe
yeah,
he
he
felt,
dissed Virgil Ortiz too. He said he ain't
oh
nothing
man.
like me. You trying to spar Virgil Ortiz?
He said I'll knock him out, and what he said somebody else he sparred.
That was
Oh, Terrell Gachet, or yeah,
yeah. That's one of the best interviews, man, that I heard, man, from any of
that was a
these
fire
dudes.
interview, bruh. Fire. And I was like, damn. He was letting it out, and I like that Brian Custer let him too. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let Jermell get all of this out.
Yeah, he pretty much answered all the questions that I wanted to know. And
Hmm.
he sound like he's Stan. He sound like him and his brother Stan in their weight class. He say,
Hmm.
"Oh, afterwards he gonna knock out a hater or whatever." Probably somebody probably coming up or a money fight in the
Who
division or something like that. He didn't.
who in the IBF was he referring to? Because he said something about the guy took the step aside or was willing to step aside for the IBF, Mendo. Who was that guy at the number one spot or next in line to IBF? Let me see. Let me look that up real quick.
I don't think it was Zoo. I think Zoo is Castano's mandatory.
Yeah, WBO. So he said something about the IBF, where the IBO is being gracious enough to allow him to put that Mando on hold for this undisputed rematch. Let me see real quick. Okay, super welterweight, WBA, IBF. Here we go. Um, I guess this guy Bakram Murt Murtazaliev. I don't know. I've never heard of this dude. They always got shitty Mandos. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see.
He would like put some money in his pocket, so it can't be him. He was like talking about, a good fight that he'll get paid well for.
I think
And
this
I
is the
think
guy he was talking about. His name is Bakram. Bakram. He's 19-0 with 14 knockouts from Russia. That
you cut out. Yeah, I think you did.
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Well, now it's fucked up again.
Don't happen. He's gonna go ahead and just take care of that mandatory because he did say that in the interview. He might. There's a possibility he might have to fight the mandatory, and I think it's that Bakram Murtazaliev guy from Russia.
Yeah,
So
his brother might fight Mungia.
McGee gonna step up now.
Yeah, it's either fight Janabek for the vacant for Andre's vacant belt,
He
fight
gonna go that
Charlo.
route, bro. He not gonna fight Charlo. He gonna go that route, bro.
I know, but everybody hyping up Janabek like, oh, he's the shit.
Nah,
Mungia,
stop.
why take a fight that dangerous, just as dangerous as Charlo?
That's
I've watched
stupid.
Janabek last 2 or 3 fights. I'm not really sold on Janabek like that.
There's
You know,
nothing to find with that dude, bro. People is pushing narratives, man. Now they
yeah,
know.
he looks basic, bro. Like he got a
He,
he got a nice left hand. You know what I'm saying? He just seemed like a come forward fighter. He don't go to the body a lot. He got a decent chin. I
I
mean,
guarantee you, he gonna fight for the vacant belt. If he had to choose Jermell or Janibek, he gonna go Janibek. I don't see him going Jermell route.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
would respect. I would respect that fight anyway. I want to see what
Why?
them are. I guess.
I mean, I don't respect it in the sense that McGee bitched up and waited for Demetrius Andre to go up and wait. Now you want to fight for the title?
Yeah, but I
That's
see.
some
I
sucker
had
shit,
that
bro.
in my head the whole time. I kind of knew he was doing that shit, bro.
He did the same shit, man. Whatever, man.
Every time
Motherfucker.
Mungia's name brung up, he a duck. That's the first thing I think about.
Fucking
He's
duck
skilled
ass
though. He's
dude.
good though, man. He might. I would favor him over Janabek, I guess, because he throws so many goddamn punches.
Right. Like I would probably favor him over him too. Janibek might make it interesting, but I don't see nothing special about the guy, man. Demetrius Andre, if he would have stayed at 60, he would have beat his ass. I feel Jermell Charlo will beat his ass. I feel like the top guys at 60 will beat his ass. Triple G will beat his ass. I mean, uh, what you call it? Sir, what's that guy? Sergey
Who-
Derevchenko will beat his ass.
That's who he wanted, but he had lost to Adames, Carlos Adames, who he might end up fighting Charlo as well. That's another possible, because he won the Mando spot from Derevchenko, I guess.
Mm. Oh, okay. For the WBC.
Hmm.
Yeah, so shit,
Hey, and I've
Jermell.
watched and I've watched this dude Zach Parker, that Andre moving up the fight. This dude ain't nothing sweet. I can't lie, bro.
You gonna be competitive, you think?
I think so, man. Like he's a real good body puncher, and he a switch hitter too, bro.
I seen some footage on the guy. I did see some footage on the guy in the past. I gotta watch some more footage on him. But no, he ain't no bum. You don't become the interim WBO champ being a bum. You got to be
Yeah,
able to fight. And I think he had a couple of defenses of that interim. But
yeah, he been calling out Canelo for a while. But I
Yeah,
watched
that's
his
that's
three fights, his last three fights. I don't think he went past like the fourth round in his last three fights. He been knocking people the fuck out.
he rangy. He got the height. He good punch selection and stuff. So he got pop. So yeah.
Hmm.
So it's but this what people pushing out here, bro. They saying Demetrius Andre ducked Janibek to fight this guy. Like
Yeah,
like this guy is lower comp or something. That's the narrative they trying to push. Like when
and
everybody was saying, "Hey man, he need to go up and wait," then he do that. Now they mad.
is he going? Is he going to his backyard to fight him? He going to Parker backyard?
I think you have to, bro. He's the challenger,
Ooh, that's that's
and
gonna be
that's
tough.
really some bullshit because the nigga Andre was the champ. So when you go up, when you activate your Mando, you're supposed to go right to the champ. You know what I mean? But they made it to where he got to fight this Zach Parker guy. But yeah, he the challenger, bro. They had the purse bid and all of that shit. So he getting the lesser. And then it was so fucked up. The whole thing people was reacting to was the minimal amount that they bid it for them, for their purses. It was just like nigga 1.7, really, Eddie? Like this nigga
Yeah,
was getting guaranteed money. He was getting guaranteed what 3 or 4 million a fight.
yeah, we
Now all of
know
a
Andy
sudden
don't give a damn by Andre.
it's like it's almost showing with that. Like what 1.7? What
I,
type of
I feel like he purposely kept Triple G away from him to get him another Canelo payday.
ooh, you might be unraveling some shit with that because yeah, man, like and it was so quiet. They just smoothly allowed this guy to just coast in the shadows, man. And then now all of a sudden this dude announces two fights with Matchroom DAZN. First starting out with Bivol and then Triple G. Like Triple G,
He
like
talking about Triple G was talking shit. What? When the fuck did Triple G talk shit?
yeah, guys, come on, guys, I'd be him, guys. Just out of nowhere and talking about he talking shit, man. This man ain't even been nowhere on media,
Mm-mm.
nowhere on social, nothing, dog. Get out of here. Canelo's, I know a lot of people are fanboy over that dude, but I don't respect Canelo, man. He do some weird shit. The
Yeah,
way he moves and selective with his opponents. Great fighter, but come on, man. Let's be when it's all said and done. Shit, that motherfucker just
yeah.
be on
I
some
don't think
bullshit
that
shit.
third fight gonna be Makabu either. I think that's too much moving and weight. Because he going from 168 to 75 for Bivol, then back down to 68 for Triple G. I don't see him going up to 190 after that. So
Hey
maybe
man,
Eddie Hearn trying to throw John Ryder in there.
you know what? They gonna keep throwing bodies in the way to ensure Demetrius Andre don't get the shot. I'm trying to tell you, bro. They be doing this rearrange shit every time this man make a move. He move his chest, he make a chest move. Here you go, Canelo. I got two opponents lined up. I'm gonna sign with Matchroom. Matter of fact, let me get this. He did the one fight deal with the PBC, Al Heyman and them. Of course, they offered pretty much a better offer than the
Yeah.
offer he took. But this man, as soon as Andre get activated shit all night, now what the fuck you owe Triple G?
Hey,
Come
so
on,
look at
man.
it. Look at this comment. You think Bivol is way better than the Charlo brothers and Benavidez?
To me, he is better than Charlo and Benavidez, bro. He
I
is.
ain't
He's
gonna
fought
lie.
better.
I
Good.
don't know, man. I think Bivol he's good, but I just think he's a little too basic. You know
But
what I'm
when we
saying?
talking about his experience, like he's proven based on level of opposition, I believe that he's proved that he's better than those guys. I mean, we talking
Yeah, he
about
good.
Benavidez, whose best win is Andre Durrell, right? Or Anthony Durrell, whatever Durrell brother that is. And then Charlo, whose best win is who? Julian J. Rock Williams.
Yeah, I
You
know
know what I
that
mean?
resume
Or
ain't
Derevyanchenko, Sergey Derevyanchenko. So like we talking about a guy who has proven himself, time after time, and he's still, undefeated, still reigning champ, and he's about
yeah,
to get the mega fight. Canelo. I think I rate this victory over the Triple G victory for Canelo and over the Kovalev, and this will be arguably his best win in a long fucking time. Long fucking time.
Yeah, Triple G, especially if you go by resume, Triple G, man, what's his real
David,
win?
his real what?
Best win, Triple G.
We got Danny Jacobs, David Lemieux. Um, the best accomplishment was a draw with Canelo, but he got the win over Danny Jacobs, David Lemieux, a bunch of other cats. I don't can't even remember, man. Um,
Yeah, see,
he
it's
beat
just
Derevchenko
Bivol. I
too.
feel like I feel like Bivol, the best I can see in that fight. If he get like 7-5, like he not gonna get the decision off of that, bro. You're not, bro. You know that. You know what time it is.
You got to be able to hurt Canelo too, man. Like if you go the distance, you could probably just forget about it. But I don't know, like to beat Canelo, you got to
I
hit
think he's
him
gonna look good
clean.
in the beginning. Bivol gonna look good in the beginning, though. It's just Canelo, he gonna wear down on him, man, with them body shots. And his defense is like repetitive. Like he move like the same way all the time sometimes. You know how that shit is. That's how he caught Billy Joe. Cause Billy Joe was ducking and turning from the shots the same way every time. And he got caught with that
Yeah,
I forgot if it was a left or a right, but
yeah,
that's why he got
it was
caught.
a right. Yeah, it was a right.
Yeah, like Canelo might knock Bivol ass out though. To be honest, dog,
Right. He might. But
Bivol
the
only
year's
got
going
about
up.
17, 18 fights.
Yeah, the Canelo is going up. You know, I don't know. It's a shaky year for Cap Canelo though. I will say that shit.
Yeah,
I'm
like
seeing
he
it.
purposely did that deal to hide himself away from them three guys, bro. That's my thing about
It's
it.
just like when the smoke pulled up, you pulled like I said, I'm not shitting on the Bivol fight. I'm not. I'm not shitting on the Bivol fight. But to throw other guys after that, like already, like come on, man, get the Triple G fight. Nobody, because he say shit like he want to fight the fights the fans want to see. I mean, come on, man. I don't see nobody out here screaming for the Triple G fight. Um, and definitely not this African dude. You know, when you gonna get some of the hot names? You know, like yeah, you have good good names, good undefeated fighters and world champions on your resume. Yes. But there are some hot names that are still out here, they undefeated. You know, I mean, we just talked about three or four of them, bro, that Canelo ain't even touched yet. Jermall Charlo, undefeated. Demetrius Andre, undefeated. David Benavidez, undefeated. He only
Yeah.
lost to the scale. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of guys that are in motion still that are hot names. I can see if they were nobodies, you know what I mean? But people, they're hot names, you know, and people think like
And
some of these guys can beat Canelo.
and it's like you telling them to fight each other. Like they fighting their way in the position to get a title shot. You have all of the titles. So if anybody else fight up the mandatory position that's not them three is gonna get a shot, but they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, on some, empire, emperor shit. Yeah, man.
Like
What do
if
you
you don't
say?
want to get them a shot, just drop the fucking belts and go do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you say you going for the year, so nobody can't get a title shot at 168 for a year, probably more.
I mean, but they do need it. It's certain fights that do need to happen though. Like it, Canelo is making certain points in the sense like say for instance, if Charlo and Benavidez want the Canelo fight, you know, um, that's just process of elimination. Y'all can cancel that shit out. So who deserves it more? Well, y'all two can fight, like but you said like you pointed out how Jermell I think is stating that he gonna stay at the same weight class. So I don't really I'm be honest with you, man. Um I ain't even counting Jamal, bro. Till Jamal really showed me he on some big champ shit. I mean, I'm not even really counting Jamal. Jamal just kind of just he's connected to Lions only, and he's going to just keep his with his mouth. He gonna keep himself in the conversation. But
And look,
David, go ahead.
and Charlo and Andrade and Benavidez, you know how many hoops and hurdles that they got to go through to fight each other? They got to get through the sanctioning bodies and the promoters. You got Benavidez promoter talking about how he don't want to make that fight. Talking about Andrade boring and all that fuck shit. That we need more money to fight Demetrius Andrade than to fight Canelo. That's what Benavidez promoter is saying. So how are they going to be able to fight each other? You know what I'm saying? And Jermell Charlo, he probably not even going to be at 168 because he got a couple fights possible. You know, at 160 that might happen. He might be staying.
Like
So the
who?
Canelo fight for him, it might be gone. You know what I'm saying?
What fights at 60 though? You think he should stay for?
Uh, if Adames do the mandatory and Munguia, if Munguia he say he deciding on Friday, if that don't go through, then the mandatory that's probably the only two at 160. But if he move up at 168, he gonna be fighting everybody he fight is gonna be for no belt. You know,
Yeah. So if it's not, see the hot shit it now is like unification. You know what I mean? So if you ain't unifying, like you stand at 60 to just fight mandatories, like because you're not gonna get the unification with Triple G. That's off the board. You're not gonna fight Murata. You're not gonna it might whoever wins out of what is it, Munguia and whoever they're gonna order. It's like, come on, man. I don't see no unifications happening at 60. That is like the cemetery, man. It's dead. 60 is damn near dead, man. Really no action popping off like that. So the action is at 68 though. So I wish
yeah,
Jamal would just make that decision. You know.
yeah, move up and fight for an interim title. He can get a shot at. I know he can get the WBC to order him and Benavidez after Benavidez get done with Lemieux. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because the WBC ain't finna order shit on Canelo. They're not
Hell
gonna
no.
order him to do a fuck thing.
They gonna order another belt just to send to him. That's what they gonna order. hmm We love you
So
so much, Canelo. Here's another belt we ordered for you. So they worship that dude. Forget about Amando with that WBC and King Nalo, as they call it, like Saul be saying in the chat, King Nalo. So
I mean, if you're a fan, you're a fan. I ain't gonna disrespect you just for being a fan, but I'm just pointing out the shit that I don't like about Canelo. It is what it is.
mhm.
You know, he is the cash cow. Pretty much out of everybody outside of heavyweight. Shit, he probably get paid. He do get paid more than Fury. So yeah, he's the cash cow of the whole sport. But you're not picking the right people. That's all I'm saying. And I ain't trying to hear no Mayweather shit because
he just
Floyd picked way better people than this.
yeah, and that's a real fact of what you're saying. Like people love to use Floyd, as a scapegoat or uh, a punchline to defend what Canelo's doing. Well, Floyd did the same thing.
Compare everything to Floyd.
Floyd do it. Floyd did that too. Well, what about Floyd? Like, bro, y'all keep trying to use Floyd to give this dude Canelo an out for little shit that he be doing. Like, we got to get off the Floyd shit. You know what I mean? You know. So I guess he's not gonna be. He can only be in the only as good as Floyd, huh? Come on, man.
Yeah, as an undisputed champ, nigga, you gotta be fighting the best, nigga. Whoever coming up. Hey, cause like, why wouldn't you want them separate paydays anyway? You'll probably, bro, like if you do like one-offs with PBC for Charlo, Benavidez, you know what I'm saying? Like he made all that money for Plant. You'll make more than that for them two. You'll probably be making about with all them extra stuff in the contract, you'll probably be taking home 70 plus for each of them dudes with all that Mexican TV rights and Hennessy deal stuff and all that. He
Not to
really messing
mention,
up his own money, to be honest.
not to mention there are fights that people want to see. So pay-per-view buys, you know how much attraction and much people is gonna show up. Like I'm telling
And
you,
I'm not
man.
even saying you gotta fight the dudes back to back like that, because now just be honest, like nobody really take like tough fights like 3 in a row and shit like that. Just fight
But then he'll
Charles
say shit. He'll say
up.
shit like they don't offer me anything. They offer me nothing. Like, see what I'm saying? Canelo do that shit to himself. Well, he'll say things. He'll put his foot in his mouth because in one breath he'll say, uh, when they ask him, like Brian Custer interview, they ask him, "What about the Benavidez fight? Yeah, why not? Jermall Charlo? Yeah, why not? Errol Spence? Sure, why not? I want to fight the fights the fans want to see." And then fucking a little time go by, and then they ask you the same names. You know, they what are they offering me? They have nothing to offer me. What? What?
And Triple G, if he fight Triple G at 168, you know what I'm saying? He's not offering nothing. He don't have a 168 belt either.
Tripping, bro.
So he's
Come
gonna be
on,
in
man.
that same boat as them other three.
And I know some people might say this sound like hate, Canelo hate. This ain't Canelo hate. It just Canelo don't really um back up the things that he say out of his own mouth when he's asked certain questions. He'll say one thing and then he'll do another thing. He'll say you want to fight the fights fans want to see. I like the Bill fight. I think that's a very risky fight. I'm really shocked Canelo took that fight. But it's like that's not the fight fans want to see though. It's just
I
not.
think it's risky for him to look bad in it, but I don't think Bivol gonna separate himself enough, man. Like
No,
seven,
I'm just saying
eight,
that's more
four,
risk to me
eight,
as a
four is
fan.
not even enough, bro.
Hmm?
8-4, 8 rounds to 4, you ain't gonna get that either, bro.
I'm just saying that when I look at the other names that was mentioned, the Benavidez, the Charlo, who else did they throw out there as a potential opponent? Like I think that Bivol poses the biggest threat. I think he has more of a skill threat that Canelo has to be concerned about. Yeah, you got guys like Charlo. He's very fundamentally sound. He got a good punch, but he ain't got good feet like that. He ain't gonna be moving around and stuff like that. I don't think he's as defensively responsible like a Bivol. You know what I mean? Somebody who can hit and move and just rack up rounds and be busy. So I think the other guys is kind of like more tailor made for Canelo. Benavidez, flat footed, coming forward, throw a lot of punches. He's there to be countered. There to be countered. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
Bivol gonna be hard to hit. I think harder to hit than these guys. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I just felt like, damn, you taking a bigger risk out of the guys for lesser pay because I know that PBC was offering more. Like you could have really just stepped on a Charlo or Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo weekend, got a big bag for it, and the fans would have respected you more because they're like, oh shit, we've been wanting to see this fight happen.
And
So
that's the Cinco de Mayo weekend right there.
yeah,
You know how much money he would get for fighting Benavidez on that weekend?
it's a no brainer, my guy. So it's like I was thinking in my mind, like that's big for the Mexican community. Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. It was a win-win. Whoever wins, the Mexican is still the undisputed champ. So, like, what y'all want to pick and choose on which one y'all want to like? It's a big fiesta for y'all, man. Like, turn up. Benavidez versus Canelo, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Hey, hey, party, bring your flags and all that shit, beer.
That's
Turn
why
up.
that's why it's impressive to be an undisputed champ that's defending that shit. Like Josh
Hmm.
Taylor, he ain't look good, whatever, but he got a defense of undisputed. Like everybody don't be trying to give dangerous fighter a shot at 4 belts. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, yeah. So, and then it's kind of sucks because not sucks, but it's like you're not defending your belts in this next fight. Canelo's just going up in weight. So even if he had a bad night and lost to Bivol, he's not going to lose his titles at 68 because that's not on the line. You know what I mean? So, you know,
Mhm.
it is what it is. I'm not a fan of fighters who do the up and down shit. I got belts here, but I'm gonna go ahead and put fight for this one. And like the Kell Brooks shit, when he should have just went ahead and took care of Spence right away. but he wanted to go the Triple G route. Then he got blazed. And all right, it's a cool because I still got my belt at IBF. Then he got blazed again. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah,
kind of risk
everybody
it.
want that. Everybody want that biggest money fight before they take that toughest 50-50 fight. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it can backfire sometimes. And I've seen that in this sport. You know what I mean? So it's prime examples of shit like say for instance, I hate to bring up Deontay, but you know what I'm saying? The biggest bag was the AJ shit. You know what I mean? And they couldn't get that shit worked out, but it was like, okay, I can take this fight. Before I get the big bag, let me go ahead and do this fight, the Fury shit. Didn't go his way, man. You could have just, you know, right to the jackpot, right to
You
the
know, I
bank.
wanted to ask you about AJ. I wanted to ask you about AJ, right? Because the rumor that I heard about him and his new trainer is he elevating somebody that was already on the team. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that the same mistake Deontay Wilder made? Why would he go in that route?
Who's trainer?
AJ.
Oh yeah, the eight. Oh man. Hey, all I can say is best of luck to that guy, man. Yeah, that's all I can say, bro. Best of luck to AJ. Usyk is a serious problem out here, bro. On God of them, bro. And if everything go well, if he makes it out of the situation he dealing with whatever out there, you imagine how much tension, how much of a chip on his shoulder, how much pressure and energy he gonna bring into the ring in the next fight. Like he's
Yeah,
got
bro.
his family, he got his his hometown, his homeland under fire right now, under what I'm saying, that kind of heat. So
And they
you think,
heavily outnumbered too, dog. I think, bro, I think it's a chance we might not see them do it again, bro. They
man,
heavily outnumbered over there.
yeah, I mean, I try to stay
And
grounded in
you know they not. I know Usyk, Lomachenko, and Klitschko them aren't like the first soldiers running up on the tanks and shit. But after a while, man, y'all gonna have to shoot some shots. They gonna get close. I
yeah,
heard somebody talking about Klitschko caught somebody's already.
no, for real,
I forgot if
damn,
you're Vitalia or Vladimir, but they say he's really living that lifestyle over there right now.
yeah, that's wild, man. I try to just stay grounded, man. I'm out in this American soil, but hey, if they dealing with out there, man, I wish them the best. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of Usyk, fan of Lomachenko. You know what I mean? These are the guys that I watch, you know, in that ring. So when I'm seeing these guys at fatigues and got the AKs and nigga just locked and loaded, like damn, this shit is for real. Y'all really like it's going down like that. So like you just said, it may be a possibility we might not ever see these guys. When it's all said and done, and when the smoke clears. So but if he does make it out of that, man, you just imagine what type of fighter he gonna probably be when he come back to the ring after dealing with that. So so
You
said
think,
Fiesta Black. Yep.
man? How long you think if they do come back? How long you think they're gonna be over there? Like you think Usyk them probably not leaving until the war is done. You know how long war takes,
Yeah. So
man.
I don't know, bro. I really don't know how that's gonna play out, to be honest with you. So
I ain't calling for the
hey,
man to be stripped or nothing like that, but I'm just saying he might be gone a long ass
right,
time.
right. Because we seen how it changed, it put their career on hold because now you look at it, there's possibility that AJ might have to, fight another opponent or whatever. Um, and then on the other side, Lomachenko was first in line pretty much to land the George Kambosos fight. Now, after all of this, it's an unfortunate turn of events, but it puts Devin Haney
Yeah,
kind of pretty much at the front seat.
Cambosis, where you going?
You see
Where
what I'm
you?
saying? How shit play out. So it's like, damn, after all of that, shuffling around and Twitter banging and shit and saying that you this whoopty wop and now y'all acting like Lomachenko. And I wouldn't have been mad if the Lomachenko fight happened. It was just I would be kind of a little salty on how it happened because I know I felt Devin was the more deserving opponent and based on what George Kambosos said. he was talking that shit like it was about to be Devin next. So now that Loma's out the way and he got this war situation to deal with, what you doing? What you doing,
Dog,
Georgie?
I'm finna be so pissed if he sit here and wait on Ryan Garcia, dog.
Hell nah, bro. It
Because
is nothing.
Ryan Garcia, he about to fight somebody under the same promotional company as Cambosis, Lou DiBella.
Mm,
So
the Tago guy,
yeah,
bro. I'm telling you, man. Little Georgie, he gonna have to get it together, man, with
that's why
this
I
one
don't
because
fuck with Ryan. That's why I don't like Ryan. Ryan always trying to steal Haney opponents, man. Instead of fighting the man himself on that bitch ass shit, bro. I don't like that shit, bro.
talk about Devin Haney got to prove something to me, man. I got some footage where this dude was talking
He
about,
got to prove something to you, but you trying to fight everybody he fight.
man,
He
fucking,
negotiating with an opponent. You got to jump in. You know he stole JoJo Diaz, shit, but
mm,
Ryan had to pull out, and all the pressure was on JoJo Diaz, so he had to take that. It's just a shame having to see Devin Haney basically beg for fights, dog.
this is the era where the champs got to chase smoke, bruh. Champs are supposed to be getting chased, man. Like, what happened with these guys? Well, they just said, you know what? Fuck that, man. He got to prove to me. He got to prove something to me before I fight him for his belt. You know what I mean? I don't, you want to fight me? You chasing me, so you got to prove something to me for me to fight for your belt. Niggas is weird nowadays, man. Shit is all
Mhm.
backwards.
And everybody be okay with that shit. Talking about what has the champ done.
Yep. They allow everybody else to get a pass from ducking the champ, and then they'll turn around in the same breath say, "This dude he ain't fought nobody, man. Look at his resume." But will admit that they get ducked by all of these names that would make his resume attractive. So that
Yes,
should be
like
foolish.
UFC, do they be having all these problems like this? Like people having to chase people around for fights and shit.
I guarantee you, they champions got ain't got no issues getting fights. But only in boxing do the champions got issues getting smoked.
I'll be looking at the UFC cards. It look like the top guys are fighting each other all the time.
That's why they bigger. That's why it's popular like that, man. It just sucks that the fighters don't get they just pay. They pay be
Yeah,
really low compared to boxers.
yeah, they the opposite. They UFC they rob the fighters. Boxing they rob our ass. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah, bro. That's all facts, bro. They robbed the fuck out of us. You see what the zone doing? Shit, they gotta pay Canelo, so they taxing the fuck out of the subscribers, man. Like we're gonna make this shit pay per view now. Fuck this shit. We know it was just about the app, but we're gonna add pay per view to it. We got Canelo. Come on, y'all, turn up. Fucking, they
Yeah,
be doing us wrong, bro.
I just renewed that the zone bullshit. I ain't paying that extra for that pay per view, man.
Yeah,
I got
man.
a spot where I can watch fights for free that I don't like.
Yeah, I'm about to link up with you or some shit, nigga. I don't even know if I'm gonna even put money into Canelo with this shit myself. It ain't really that it's about Canelo because it's a good fight. It's not about Canelo Bivol, but the zone. They breaking their own principles, bruh, to accommodate this guy, man. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And y'all started out good. I was defending Eddie Hearn a lot because I'm like, because we seen like the tribal shit. A lot of people was pro PBC, pro Al Heyman, and Eddie Hearn comes and he's competition out of nowhere, and everybody wanted him to fail.
I
But
don't
as a consumer,
understand motherfuckers like that. You a fan of a fucking promotional company, bro?
exactly, exactly.
Like
That's all it is,
I
man.
don't be giving none of these motherfuckers credit. Eddie Hearn, Bob, especially not Bob Arum or Al Heyman.
Hell no, none of these motherfuckers. But it's like if they doing something good and they giving us great fights, I do get them. They just do. I be like, okay, man, Flame of Fame. This dude giving us a great fight. Like I gave it up to Bob. He gave us Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. So I'm like, he's still a piece of shit, but thank you for that fight, Bob. Appreciate you for that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
what a
So
coincidence after fucking
after the
Bud
Bud cry, yeah,
trying to
after
clean
that
your
shit.
ass out.
So we know how these dudes move, man. So we understand these promoters. But like, yeah, it's really pointless that these dudes be capping for these promotions and these networks and shit.
Yeah.
But
You be
yeah, I
feeling like
mean,
more of these promoters, they be forced to make them fight certain fights that we want. They
yeah,
be
we got
forced.
more power than we think, but we kind of a lot more fans go with the okey doke shit than actually stand up for the shit that we really want. You know what I mean? So like, ain't too many Grindhard Sports Nation media channels that's gonna keep it real, speak up like this. You know what I mean? It's more
Yeah.
people that's gonna cater to a particular fighter or a particular network or particular race or what have you. You know what I mean? So that's how that shit go.
Yeah, like I look at Shakur Valdez, like, yeah, it's cool, but you know damn well you could have been did that shit at 126.
Yep, yep. Could have done it at 26, but hey, we getting it. We pretty much getting that fight now, whatnot. But the point I was gonna make though about the Eddie Hearn shit was like I was defending him at that time because of the fact that Um, it wasn't about the competition in the networks for me. It was the fact that as a consumer, that's cheaper, and I'm getting good quality fights on the zone. We was getting the women's boxing, we was getting World Boxing Super Series. Demetrius Andre was signing, Devin Haney started signing, Danny Jacobs started signing. All these people started signing. I'm like, okay, this shit's starting to bubble, starting to heat up.
Mhm.
And so I just started being honest about it. And of course, as a content creator, I get a little flack like, "Oh, you catering to the UK, you catering to Eddie Hearn, you like the white dude, right? Y'all niggas corny, bro. Like this is about boxing. Y'all corny, you know what I mean?" And so, but then you see now, if you get to this point, I can't defend you no more because you changing up your principles from how you started out. You had it at first. The
Mhm.
shit was $9.99 a month, and you get the first month free. And then it went from, all right, y'all, we got to go to 19.99, so it's $20 a month. So now we got to fucking not only did it y'all up it up more money. Now y'all want to add this pay-per-view for certain fighters. Canelo. I was like, come on, man. And then when I think how
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn started being a legitimate fanboy for Canelo, I'm like, come on, dog, come on, man.
Yeah,
And
AJ asked the loss. He don't give a fuck about AJ no more.
you see that, bro? As soon as AJ lost, oh, I gotta find the next guy though. I gotta find my next cash cow to cling to.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
you know,
so
that's how all the sports is though.
right.
But AJ, hopefully, he can get him a nice tune up in. You gotta, stay on that Usyk track, I guess, see what's up with that. But anyways, I think it would have been a bad idea for Joshua to even go into a Usyk fight with a new trainer as his first fight. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of dudes,
Yeah,
when they get that new trainer, they get that tune up first, which
yeah.
kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense.
Hmm.
And I kind of believed in Malik Scott for Wilder. Up until like the third or fourth round, it seemed like Wilder didn't give a fuck what he was talking about.
Also, you think that Malik was giving him the right pointers, but Deontay wasn't listening?
No, he wasn't listening to him. He wasn't
Hmm.
listening to him,
You're
man.
right
Like,
though, because it seemed like he was sharp in the early first two or three, and then it was just like he stopped believing in his and believing in everything that his preparation or something. He started resorting back to the shit he was doing in the second fight. I'm like, damn, bro, you backing up again, rope to rope,
yeah,
corner to
he
corner.
did get hit in the third round. He got knocked down in the third round. I don't know though. You think Wilder should come back?
A lot of money if he do. I think that I mean I feel Deontay should do what's best for him. You know what I mean? What's best for him. I don't think the money is an issue right now. I think he made enough money, you know, in these three fights with Fury, but there is a lot of big fights on the table, and I think Deontay Wilder will still beat a lot of these guys, man. A lot of these guys, and he's just you damn near got to kill Deontay. Like that's what I learned about Deontay Wilder. You damn near got to kill that man to beat him.
Yeah,
He's always going to be dangerous every second of the fight. He is not the most skilled guy, but he's a very athletic. He's a very determined individual, and stubborn motherfucker too. You know, and if you tell him no, this motherfucker, he gonna don't take the fight. He gonna beat you. No, he ain't. I'm gonna take the fight. Okay, hey man, take a tune up, Deontay. No, I ain't taking tune up. I'm not taking steps aside. Nope, nope. It's gonna be bad for you, Deontay. It's okay. I'm going. You know. So
Yeah,
he one of
and
them
I'm
guys.
just
I'm gonna
worried
go out
about
on my
his.
shield.
I'm just worried about like his left side. He got that dent on the side of his head, and Fury was going after that shit. That's how he knocked him down the first time. That's
Mm,
shit. Both times he knocked him down on that spot. He kept hitting him on that spot. I was like, man, them are ear punches, man. But I seen what he was doing. Like he was, Fury had a good game plan and he stuck to his shit. He listened to his trainer and then he won the fight. But I'm pretty sure all the other heavyweights that'll step in there with him, they gonna be aiming for that same spot. And Deontay's defense isn't great at all. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah, that's why his fights, sometimes I say are exciting because you see him get hit with shots, and he coming back with heavy shots and stuff like that. So it's really a war when Deontay Wilder is fighting because of his lack of defense. And unfortunately, as far as long term health, he
Yeah,
might
his
not be.
he got a lot of miles on him now. Them three fights and the Ortiz fights weren't easy either.
Bro,
So he
with
been in
Deontay,
five wars in a row.
yeah, that's the thing. That's why I said when you first asked me, I said he need to just do what's best for him because that part you got to factor that in long term and being there for your babies, being able to talk to them and be in the right state of mind, for the rest of the remainder of your years. Because I mean, shit, like you said, the Ortiz, the Fury fight, shit, even other fights where it went multiple rounds. Like Deontay Wilder is a guy who is not hard to find in that ring, man. You know, but you just know that if he get that one off on you, it's over. It's over with. But
Hmm.
best of luck to him, man. That's all I will say. Is best of luck to that guy.
Yeah, he ain't have his legs pretty much for a lot of that Fury fight. He was still clipping Fury late.
Yep.
I remember he hurt Fury in like the ninth round. I'm like, damn, that power is still translating while he ain't even got
Hmm.
it up.
Yeah, he just got natural power. They say that Alabama power shit. So he just got it naturally. So that's his gift. You know, he just got a gift. But you know, you got to know when to hang it up, as they say. Maybe his gift has run its course. And this guy has taken a lot. He's got made a lot of money, but took a lot of damage in route to that. And I did. That's why I pushed for the. I mean, damn, shit. He could have just. I don't know. I be as a boxer fan. I'm like, fuck. He should have just took the AJ fight. I wish that fight would have just happened. And with this Fury situation, wouldn't even be a factor right now, man. He probably would still be on the fucking couch and eating Skittles and snorting coke, man. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. Now they both took L's, man. Two losses apiece. So, hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, man, I'm a dip though. Groundhog Sports. You got a great channel, bro. I just wanted to come through and show support and respond to the invite, man. But I went ahead and shared it on my channel as well, man. So keep doing your thing, bro. Keep bringing it.
Appreciate it, man. I'm
For
gonna
sure.
holler at you next go around.